Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna. नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते राधानाथ स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितमेन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगगन रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजन सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सखगन ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पदे गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसूते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ईश्वरा परम कृष्ण सच्चिदानंद विग्रह अनादिरादिर गोविंदा सर्व कारण कारणम। Hare Krishna. By the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, we have successfully finished 25 slokas in the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, that is Viswarupa, the universal form. So starting from the sloka number 15 to 30th sloka, almost about 16 slokas, Arjuna is explaining about Krishna's Viswarupa. In the beginning, Arjuna asked Krishna to show his Viswarupam, and Krishna showed. That's all. So Arjuna told Krishna that if you think I can see your Viswarupa, your universal form, you please show it to me. That's what Arjuna told Krishna. And then Krishna immediately showed it. Manyase yadi tachakyam maya drashtum iti prabho Yogeswara tato me tvam darsayatmanam avyam. So if you think I can see your universal form, you please show it to me. And Krishna gave special eyes, divine eyes. So divyam dadami te chakshugu pasyame yogam aiswaram. Now you can see my universal form. That's how Arjuna was able to see Krishna's Viswarupa. And we are very fortunate that we are able to study and understand from Bhagavad Gita about the Viswarupa, the universal form, Krishna's Viswarupa. But we already understand that Krishna, in the 9th chapter, Krishna said very clearly that this entire universe is pervaded by me in my unmanifested form, Jagat Avyakta Murtinam. So that way, Krishna is there everywhere. Krishna knows what happens everywhere. Krishna is the knower of everything. So he knows our past, present and future also. Krishna said that in the 7th chapter we studied, Vedagam samatitani vartamanani charjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani Mam tu Veda na kaschana. So I know the past, Vedagam samatitani. Vartamanani charjuna. I know the present also. Bhavishyani cha bhutani. I know the future also. But Mam tu Veda na kaschana. But no one knows me. That's what Krishna said. So Krishna is the knower of everything. He knows everything. But Name Vidugu Suraganaga Prabhavam na Maharishega. Even the demigods or Maharishis, they don't know me much. The Maharishis, so Maharishega Saptapurve, so those Maharishis from whom this prajas have come, this world population was created. So he says, Krishna said that I created them, even they don't know me. Even the demigods, they don't know me. I know everything. So Krishna knows everything. And here Krishna says in the 7th chapter, Mam tu Veda na kaschana. So no one knows me. That's what Krishna is saying there. So that way, we can know about Krishna only when he reveals. There is no other way we can go and find out. Like our so-called scientific methods, what we are doing, like we have progressed so much in our so-called modern science by finding out, by innovating, by doing experiments, by doing research, by doing all kinds of things. We have found so much about this material world, this matter. We know so much about this matter. But Krishna says very clearly that no one knows me. So we cannot know Krishna by doing our research and experiments. It is not possible. There is no way we can know about Krishna. Only Krishna has to tell us. That's what he did in Bhagavad Gita. That's what Arjuna got the answers from Krishna. When Krishna came to this world, so Arjuna asked Krishna to tell him about Krishna. So in the 10th chapter, we understood so much about Krishna's vibhuti, his opulence, in the Vibhuti Yoga. So in the 11th chapter, we are understanding so much about Krishna's universal form, Viswarupa. So that way, we are understanding, knowing about Krishna from this Bhagavad Gita knowledge. So if we study and understand Bhagavad Gita fully, if we understand the complete Bhagavad Gita, so that means we know more about Krishna. And also, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, we understand more about Krishna also. So that way, we need to study Bhagavad Gita, understand it fully, completely. So that way, we will know more about Krishna. And also, later on, we can study Srimad Bhagavatam and enjoy. So that way, if we know all about Krishna, then we can develop love towards Krishna. Without knowing a person, it is not easy to love him. It is not possible to love him. We need to know. So we need to know. We need to know about Krishna. We need to develop that bhakti towards Krishna. We need to think about Krishna all the time. We need to remember Krishna all the time. 24/7. We should be completely connected with Krishna. But that's going to be possible only when we know all about Krishna. So that's going to be possible when we study this Bhagavad Gita, understand this Bhagavad Gita. So in Bhagavad Gita, we know about ourselves and we know about Krishna. Krishna is not visible to everyone. We cannot see Krishna. Krishna is there in front of us. Krishna is able to see us. Krishna is watching us. Krishna is seeing us. As Paramatma in our heart, Krishna stays and Krishna resides, and Krishna is already witnessing all our activities. And Krishna is there everywhere. Krishna can hear us. Whatever we think, Krishna will know immediately. So Krishna knows everything. But Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, Na aham prakasaka sarvasya yogamaya samavritaka. I am not visible to everyone because I am covered by yogamaya. So that's why Naham prakasaka sarvasya yogamaya samavritaga mudoyam nabhijananti. So Krishna is saying that, so fools, they don't know me because I am above everything. That's what Krishna is saying, that Krishna is above everything. So Krishna is the source of everything. So we need to understand. So because Krishna is covered by his internal potency, so that's what is Yogamaya. So that's what we need to understand. So that way, if we study Bhagavad Gita, if we understand Bhagavad Gita fully, we know about Krishna completely. That's what is very important. Mudoyam nabhijanati loko mam ajam avyayam. So the fools, they don't understand. So mudoyam nabhijanati. Naham prakasaga sarvasya yogamaya samavritaga mudoyam nabhijanati yogo mam ajam avyayam. I am never manifest to the foolish and unintelligent. For them, I am covered by my internal potency, and therefore they do not know that I am unborn and infallible. The same thing Krishna said. When I descend in human form, in the 9th chapter, Krishna said, when I descend in human form, the fools deride me because they don't know my superior form. Avajananti mamuda manushim tanum asritam parambhavam ajananto mamabhuta maheswa. So they don't understand my superior nature, my superior form, that I am the supreme controller, I am the Ishvara, I am the God of all living entities. So parambhavam ajananto mamabhuta maheswam. That's why here also Krishna is saying that mudoyam abhijananti. Mudoyam nabhijananti. Yogo mam ajam avyayam. Loko mam ajam avyayam. So that's what we need to understand. Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. So to know him, it is only possible by devotees of Krishna, by getting the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. If you get this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita fully, when we use this knowledge in our life to serve Krishna, to connect ourselves with Krishna, to control our mind, to chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and to remember Krishna, and to fix our mind on Krishna. So all those things, if we are able to do with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, so then by Krishna's causeless mercy, we can actually forget this material world. That's what we need to do. We need forgetfulness also. When Krishna said in the Bhagavad Gita, in the 15th chapter, 15th sloka, Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishte mattaga smritir jnanam apohanam cha. So I am seated in everyone's heart. From me comes remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. So one may ask a question. We need remembrance. So that's nice. It is coming from Krishna. Why do we need forgetfulness? Of course, we need forgetfulness because we want to forget this material world. We want to forget this material sense objects. So that's why one should always remember Krishna. That means always forget material sense objects. One should never forget Krishna. So that's what is very important. So that means one should never forget Krishna. One should always remember Krishna. So we should forget all these material sense objects. That's what is very important. So that is going to be possible with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. When we connect ourselves with Krishna, and by doing that practice is what is going to make us perfect. So practice makes man perfect because we need to practice controlling our mind, focusing our mind on Krishna on a day-to-day basis. Every day we should chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So if we do that practice very sincerely, with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, we understand that this process of chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is a scientific process because it helps to connect us with Krishna, and that way our mind will be all the time connected to Krishna. So that way our mind will not think about material sense objects and will not get agitated, will not be disturbed. So all these mind's properties, like whatever Arjuna said in the 6th chapter, sloka number 34, Arjuna told Krishna, Chanchalam ki mana Krishna, pramadi balavadridam, tasyagam nigraham manye, Vayoriva Suduskaram. The mind is chanchalam, restless, turbulent, obstinate, and very strong. So all these things can be controlled only by practicing, that is remembering Krishna. We need to connect ourselves with Krishna, our mind with Krishna, by chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So then our mind will be always under rest. Always it will be peaceful. It won't be turbulent. It won't be obstinate. And it won't be very strong. It will be our friend. That's what is very important. Our mind will be our friend. We need to make our mind as our best friend. For one who has conquered the mind is the best of friends. But for one who has failed to do so, the mind will remain the worst enemy. Bandhuratmat atmanastasya yenatmaiva atmanajitaga anatmanastu satrutve vartetatmaiva satruvat. So mind is our bandhu as well as our satru. So if we control our mind, then our mind is our best friend. If we don't control our mind, so that means our mind is controlling us. So at that point of time, it is our enemy. So satru. So that way, to make our mind as our best friend, we need to connect with Krishna. We need to chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. We need to remember Krishna. So this is a scientific process. So if we need to practice, if we do this practice on a daily basis and control our mind by connecting ourselves with Krishna, then our mind will become our best friend. So all such things are going to be possible only with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. Only by the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita only we will be able to achieve these things. Because with this knowledge only we know how to connect with Krishna. We know how to chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Because Krishna is teaching very, very clearly in Bhagavad Gita, step-by-step instructions, procedure. In the 6th chapter, we studied at length in the Dhyana Yoga, how to control our mind, how to focus our mind on Krishna. So, Sanischayena Yoktavyo Yogo Anirvinna Chetasa Sankalpa Prabhavan Kaman Tyaktva Sarvana Sesataga Manasevendriya Gramam Viniyamya Samantataga. So we need to control our mind. Sanischayena Yoktavyo Yogo Anirvinna Chetasa. So without any deviation, Anirvinna Chetasa, without any deviation of our thoughts, we need to focus our thoughts, our thinking, everything on Krishna. So that's what is very important. That way we need to give up all kinds of desires which are produced because of our association with this material world. Sankalpa Prabhavan. Sankalpa Prabhavan Kaman. So because of our association with this material world, Sankalpa Prabhavan Kaman, Tyaktva Sarvan Asesataga. All those things we should Tyaktva. Tyaktva means we should give up. We should give up all kinds of desires which are due to actually our mental concoctions. Sarvan Partha Manogata. So Prajagati Yada Kaman Sarvan Partha Manogata. In the 2nd chapter, 55th sloka, Krishna is saying that one should be able to give up all varieties of desires for sense gratification which arises from mental concoction. So Sarvan Partha Manogata. So that way, if our mind becomes very peaceful. So Sanischayena Yoktavyo Yogo Anirvinna Chetasa Sankalpa Prabhavan Kaman Tyaktva Sarvan Asesataga Manasevendriya Gramam Viniyamya Samantataga. So Manasa, mind, and Indriya, our senses, Manasevendriya Gramam. So completely, totally. So totally our mind and senses should be under the control. Viniyamya Samantataga. Should be under the control. We should control. We should keep them under the control of our self. So that's what is very important. So if we do that, we will be able to do that only with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. Only by the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. So if we get this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, if we use this knowledge in our life, if we control our mind, then by Krishna's mercy, we will be able to connect with Krishna and our mind will become very, very peaceful and we will be very, very blissful. So when our mind is very peaceful, we will be blissful. When our mind is very disturbed, we will be distressed. We cannot achieve happiness. We won't, our life won't be blissful. Our life will be horrible. It will be full of sadness. It is dukkha, miseries. It will be full of miseries. So everything is in our mind. Only our mind. We need to tune our mind. We need to make our mind as our best friend with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita is the way to conquer our mind, to control our mind. So Krishna is giving us the opportunity to study and understand Bhagavad Gita. Of course, we are studying. So that way, if we study more and more, understand this Bhagavad Gita fully, everything, we will enjoy. We will control our mind. Our mind will become our best friend. And we know what is right, what is wrong. Everything. Our life will be very, very peaceful and blissful. So in the 8th chapter, we finished 25 slokas. In the 25th sloka, what we studied yesterday, Arjuna told Krishna that Damstra karalani chate mukhani dristvaiva kala nala sannibani diso na jane nala becha sharma prasida devesa jagannivasa. So Damstra karalani chate mukhani. So by seeing your horrible, terrible teeth and face, so that's what Damstra karala nichate mukhani dristvaiva kalanala sannibani. Dristvaiva kalanala. So with the fire of mouth, if your mouth is full of fire, so dristvaiva kalanala sannibani. After seeing this, disona jane nalabecha sarma. I don't know. I forget the directions. I don't know which direction. Disona jane. Disa means it's the direction. So disona jane nalabecha sarma. So I am totally bewildered. So nalabecha sarma. In all directions I am bewildered. That's what disona jane nalabecha sarma means. In all directions I am bewildered. Disona jane nalabecha sarma. Prasida devesa jagannivasa. O devesa, O Lord of the Lords. Jagannivasa, O refuge of this world, please be gracious to me. Please be merciful to me. That's what Arjuna is studying. And in the next, actually, we are going to study 2 slokas today. Sloka number 26 and 27 together. So, Ami chatvam datarashtrasya putraha sarve sahaivavani pala sangaigi Bhishmo Dronaga Sutta Putras Tatasau Sahasmadiyerapi Yoda Mukyai Vatrani Te Tvaramana Visanti Damstra Karalani Bayanakani Kechit Vilagnata Sanantareshu Sandrishyante churnitai uttamangai. Ami chatvam Dhartarashtrasya putraga. So the sons of Dhritarashtra. So I am seeing the sons of Dhritarashtra and also all other kings. So Sarve Sahaivavani Pala Sangaiki. So other kings. So the groups of other kings, so including the sons of Dhritarashtra and all other kings on the enemy side, and also Bhishma, Drona, Sutaputra, that is Karna. So Bhishma, Drona, and Karna, Sahasmadiyai api Yoda Mukyai. So and also Sahasma means ours. So Asma means our. Asmadiyai means our Yoda Mukyai, our chiefs also among the warriors. So I am seeing all of them. Sahasmadiyai rapi Yoda Mukyai. I am seeing all of them. So that is Ami Chatvam Dhartarashtrasya Putraga, the sons of Dhritarashtra, and also Sarve Sahaivavani Pala Sangai, and also groups of various kings, warrior kings, and also Bhishma, Drona, Karna, and also from our side also the chiefs. I'm seeing all of them. Vatrani te tvaramana visanti. Vatrani means mouths. So your mouth, Vaktrani, Tvaramana means very fast. So they are rushing. So Visanti means entering. I see all of them rushing into your mouth. In the Viswarupa, Arjuna is able to see. Arjuna is able to see. All of them are rushing into your mouth. Vaktrani te Tvaramana Visanti Damstra Karalani Bayana Kani. So your face, which is so fearful, Bayana Kani, which is very, very fearful, Bayana Kani, and Damstra Karalani. So this Damstra Karalani, Arjuna is using in all these slokas. If you notice, starting from the like 24th, 25th, all these slokas, Arjuna is using, like in the 23, sloka number 23, Arjuna used the word Bahu Damstra Karalam. Rupam Magatte Bahuvaktra Netram Mahabaho Bahubahu Rupadam Bahudaram Bahudamstra Karalam Drishtvalokaga Pravyatita Tataham. So Bahudamstra Karalam means many horrible teeth, many terrible teeth. So then that's what he said in this sloka number 23. In this sloka number 5 also Arjuna said that Damstra Karalani. Damstra Karalani Chate Mukhani Dristvaiva Kalana Lasannibani Disona Jane Nalabecha Sarma Prasida Devesa Jagannivasa. So now in the sloka number 26 also, he is saying that 26, 27. So in the 27th sloka also, he says that Vaktrani te Tvaramana Visanti Damstra Karalani Bayana Kani. So I see all of them, the sons of Dhritarashtra and our other kings, Bhisma, Drona, Karna, and our chiefs also. Everyone I'm seeing them, they are entering very rushing, very fast into your very terrible, fearful teeth. Kechit Vilagna Dasanantareshu. So I am seeing between your teeth. So that's what they get stuck. They get stuck between your teeth. So that's what Kechit Vilagna. Kechit Vilagna Dasanantareshu Sandrshante Churnitaigi Uttamangegi. Uttamangegi means Uttamangai. Uttamangai is head. So the topmost our anga, the part of our body is the head. So that's what Uttamangegi. So Uttamangegi, Churnitaigi means it is actually getting smashed. It's getting crushed. Because it's getting stuck in your teeth and getting crushed. I'm seeing them, they are entering, rushing very fast in your fearful mouth, and their head, some of their heads get stuck in between your very terrible teeth and getting crushed. I'm able to see that. That's what Arjuna said. So all the sons of Dhritarashtra, along with their allied kings, and Bhishma, Drona, Karna, and our chief soldiers, also are rushing into your fearful mouths. And some I see trapped with heads smashed between your teeth. So that's what Arjuna is saying about Krishna's universal form. So that way, Krishna is Kala. Krishna is the destroyer of this world also. Krishna is the creator and also he annihilates. He creates and annihilates. So we cannot take it for granted that this world is ours and we are going to live here forever, all those things. So we will see Krishna at death, as death, Kala. And we need to understand that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. We need to get this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. And before we die, we need to make use of this life. This is a great opportunity what we have got, this human body, this human life. And each and every minute is very precious. We cannot lose it. We cannot miss it. So we need to study, understand Bhagavad Gita fully and spread this message. Of course, we are doing it very sincerely by Krishna's mercy. That's why we are able to study and make progress every day. So by Krishna's costless mercy, we have successfully finished the sloka number 26 and 27 today in the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Viswarupa. Hare Krishna. I will stop now and we will discuss if any questions are there. Hare Krishna.